Hello there, welcome to day 6 of Beginner Tarot. We are on card number 5, the Hierophant. Now, if this card pops up for you in a reading, there's probably something that you're seeking. You're seeking some knowledge to help you with your life, and you need a teacher or a guide or someone else who can help you define that, who helps you define what it is that you believe, what it is that you stand for, and sometimes someone who even helps you set boundaries in your life. Now, in a lot of traditional decks, we see the Hierophant depicted as a priest. And this is because in traditional religions, people feared God. That was way too scary. They weren't going to be the ones to talk directly to God. That was the role of the priest. The priest spoke to God. Then the priest took that message and helped interpret it and shared it with the people. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, think of it as the maesters in the Citadel, right? They were the only ones that could read. So they read the books. They read that knowledge passed down from the gods, all the different books that everybody wrote about things that they experienced and what happened. And they collected that knowledge and they passed it on to the hierarchy, the kings and the queens, the people who ruled the land, and they helped guide and structure society. So it's very much like that when we're looking at the Hierophant, regardless of if we're talking fact, fiction, what religion we're talking about. It's not even necessarily a superstructured religion, but when we think about, eons and eons ago, people weren't well educated. Not everybody could read. So these people that could read, who could learn this information from the books, who could pass down these traditions in societies and cultures, they were considered the Hierophant, the oracles, the priest, the wise ones in that society. They were the ones that people went to help get that guidance in their life that they needed to help make their decisions and to live their life to their fullest. Now, let's also think about the keys to understanding life. It doesn't have to be just religion. It can be science. It can be traditions passed down by your family and friends. It can be people that you meet, things that you experience, is all of the things that shape who you are. It can be going to school, going to college, things you learn from teachers and professors. There's all kinds of places we learn things, right? And these are all of the keys to becoming who we are and to defining what it is that we believe in and who we want to be. Now, if the Hierophant is coming up in a reverse position for you, that can mean that you or the person that the card is talking about is really rejecting traditional religion. Maybe there's something different that you're seeking. You're trying to find a new path. Something just doesn't sit right with you. And you need to look in a new direction and find a teacher or a guide who can help you find that. Now, the card is truly telling us to return to that place of learning. Where did your beliefs come from, and how can you change your life through learning something new and through having some new beliefs, maybe considering someone else's opinion. If the card is popping up to actually represent a person, like if you're saying, I want to know, specifically about this person, who they are. Tell me a little bit more about them. It can be that the person that the card is talking about is very, very structured in their beliefs. Either they could be someone who's very religious, or they could be someone that just has really, really distinct values that they're not going to budge on. And sometimes that is who the Hierophant is. So in some of this imagery in the cards, again, we see a priest in a lot of these cards. And we see that the priest is pointing his hand up to the sky because that's where people consider God to be, right? That's where heaven is, that's where God is. So you'll often see the figure pointing up to the sky to show that they are channeling that energy and that knowledge from God. Now, in this particular deck, we're looking at an Indian chief because in tribes, that is who the wise one is. That's who the Hierophant is. They are the one that everyone goes to get that guidance, to get that knowledge, sometimes to even tell them who they're supposed to be as a person. In this particular deck, we see a professor who's studying, who's learning. You see all those books behind him. He's the one, again, who's reading and gaining all of that knowledge to share with everybody else. The traditional Rider-Waite deck is, again, a priest, where we're seeing him pointing up to the sky. And this image is very difficult, but there is a set of keys below him that symbolize the key to life and finding out all of those things that are needed to be known to guide people. This is an image where we're seeing a female figure holding a dragon. She obviously looks like she clearly knows the secrets to life, right? And the headdress that she's wearing kind of gives her that intuition and that vision that we see in the third eye. This one is an interesting image because it shows the tree, right? So we think about the roots of the tree going way down into the earth and gaining that knowledge that the earth has to share. And also the branches reaching up to the sky, right? Gaining that knowledge from the heavens. And our fun deck, which is from the Hocus Pocus deck, it's book, right? Because for the Sanderson sisters, that's where all of the knowledge is. Book is the one who contains all of that. So thank you so much for joining me for this little tarot session today. Our next session will be on card number 6, the Lovers.